What is going on, everybody? We are back once again with another edition of Wrestling Republic's daily broadcast. It is Saturday, March 8th, fresh off of a really crazy SmackDown, if you really think about it. One of the best SmackDowns, I think, of the year. We've already got Maria Sias in the comments with awesome and highly dramatic SmackDown. I loved it. Yeah, I did too. And I've got a sweet crew on a Saturday to break it down for us. First and foremost, I'm going to send this one out to New York City. The queen herself of Wrestling Republic is back once again on a Saturday. Megan, what is going on?
Hey, everybody. I'm doing good. Still reeling in the emotional roller coaster from yesterday. I was right. I was wrong. I was right. I was wrong. I was right again. I still feel a way about it, but we'll get into it.
Absolutely. I do think at least you were like some percentage of right. If we were to do the math on the whole thing, Megan, right? Like you were like at least 78.5%. If we're doing Steiner math, you could be 90% right. Who knows?
I still feel like there's a puzzle missing. We only got a piece of it.
Yes.
I feel like there's a part missing.
It's like we got the corner pieces in the border, but we still need to fill in the middle of the puzzle.
Exactly.
If we were actually right, that's where I'm at on that one. But let me introduce another one here. Normally, I would say something about banks and in the bank and whatnot. But after the events we witnessed nearly 1 week ago, I have to introduce to you across the pond, all the way out in England, Hollywood Jordy. What's going on?
Hello, everyone, and you're welcome for me being here today. It's all good, mate. It's all good. It was an exciting SmackDown. Obviously, anyone who watched the Daily on Tuesday knows my thoughts. Hustle, loyalty, respect. I've still got the sweatbands on, and I'm staying loyal to John Cena. People seem shocked about that I'm not signing with Cody Rhodes when he dropped the F-bomb in front of a load of children. That's not what I'm about. So, yeah, I'm sticking with John Cena. But we heard a little bit more on that for the first time last night, didn't we? And, yeah, the headlines for this SmackDown. That's why I'm here. That's why I've graced you all with my presence, because, like, it was a great show, and I'm not going to show up if it's anything less than that anymore. So it's great to be here. And one more thing. I may be Hollywood Jordy, but it is International Women's Day today, and there's nobody else I would rather be here with today than the First Lady of WR herself, Megan. So I will say that. I'm not all heel.
I could not be more stoked that you said that, other than that was exactly where I was actually going to go next before we started the show. So seriously, happy International.
Oh, I am full heel,
everybody. No, I love that, Jordy. I was like, dude, that is literally exactly where I was going right when you gave it back to me. But no, 100%. Can't say it enough times. And thank you for joining us, as always, Megan. Jordy, too.
Pledge allegiance.
That was excellence. Yes. This is as much fun as we can have, or so we think. We may be able to have some more fun over the next 45 minutes. Let's talk about it, though. This one was funky, as Megan mentioned in her intro. Speaking of Megan, Naomi did it for Belair. I like that. Did it for The Rock. A lot of those references out there. Naomi comes clean. It was me all along. I respect it. I like it. But also, Megan, you may have given us a little preview of something you got to say here when I hand this over to you, which is that there seem to be other chips to fall and other puzzle pieces to be found in the middle of this puzzle. Talk to me about the Naomi, Bianca, Jade situation, everything we saw last night.
Well, like Jordy, I'm kind of rooting for the bad guy here. I'm rooting for Trinity. And I'm rooting for her because it was something that she said. She didn't do it for herself. She didn't do it because she felt left out of the big three. She didn't do it out of jealousy towards Jade. She did it because she's such a good friend to Bianca, and she felt like Bianca was being used. This is what she said. Now, I do feel like there is some other part in this saga that has not yet come out. And those other parts is this. I don't feel like Trinity came down to that conclusion on her own. I feel like Bianca may have shared some thoughts, said a little whispers, little girl chat. And Naomi said, you know what? I'm going to take the bullet. I'm going to do it for you because you're my friend. You're my best friend. So I'm going to take out Jade for you. Now, I don't know. Bianca. Okay. I'm kind of conflicted. And this is for those in the comments who don't know. I had mentioned that I thought Bianca did it. Bianca saw it. Bianca kind of put me on blast. But I said if it was proven that Bianca didn't do it, I would apologize. And when Jade attacked Naomi, I apologized. I can't take that apology back just yet, but I don't know. I feel like I probably apologized a little too soon. I feel
Megan?
like I apologized a little too soon, and Bianca watches my page, so I have to be careful about what I say next.
I've got your back on this. Here's what I'm going to say. One of my all-time favorite movies, really star-studded cast, Ocean's 11.
Yes.
Danny Ocean, played by, of course, George Clooney. You got Brad Pitt as Rusty. If you watch the movie, they're the good guy, bad guy robbers. Right? Rusty walks out with the duffel bags full of cash. Danny Ocean was the mastermind. And I think in this situation, you are not incorrect yet at all, because it is very likely that the Rusty in this situation is Naomi. He delivered the bags of cash. But who called the shots? Who drew up the plays? I think it could very well still be Bianca Belair. I think that's absolutely a possibility.
Yes.
It is not out of the question.
I would have believed that Naomi did it all on her own until that very last line that, of course we can't say, but that very last line that she said that made Bianca stop in her tracks. And I felt like even with that, it was, I did this for you.
Right.
But not in a matter of, I did it for
on
you
my own for you.
Knowing. Yeah.
It's not,
it's
she didn't say it like I did it for you without you knowing. She didn't say it, I went out on my own and did it for you. She said it like I did it for you, like because you asked.
So your hands would stay clean.
Yeah.
I did it for you so your hands would stay clean. But Liv, someone said we all need to apologize to Liv. Now, I never thought Liv did it.
DCX
but
Warlord with everyone needs to apologize to Liv. That's hilarious.
I never felt like Liv did it, but I feel like Liv knows something, because after Trinity got the beat down of the beat down at Elimination Chamber, Liv went straight to Bianca and told Bianca, this is all your fault. This
Absolutely.
is all your fault. So, Liv knows something.
I'm with you there 100%. I think Liv knows something. We've got a bunch of comments here too. I think Liv was there too, because remember, they did show footage of her being in the area with Raquel as the initial, right? Like this was the explosive stuff, and it was supposed to be proof that it was Liv.
The question is, we still don't know who sent in that footage. Who was it?
Right. Absolutely. We've got Jordy with Jordy, looks like a GTA character. He looks great. Give him a break. And then greatest TV segment in the WWE IMO this year, superb acting. They took us on a emotional roller coaster. All three women killed it. Yeah, I agree. That all three women killed it. I thought it was awesome. Jordy, obviously, got to get your thoughts on this entire situation. Any chance that sort of things start to circle back around with the Bianca? Are you following the train of thought, especially that both me and Megan are on, especially Megan delivered there? Or do you have maybe a different idea, a different avenue when it comes to this storyline and Naomi's involvement in it, as well as Jade's return here?
Well, first of all, Megan said that I've sided with a bad guy, and that's not happened. So let me just rebuttal that straight away. That's incorrect. That's false.
Yes, it did.
That's no. That's irrelevant. But that's an incorrect comment. And I refuse to stand for it. But this situation that we've got here is a little bit different. I'm not sure whether Bianca. I think she's done an incredible job of making people believe that she might have done it. I really don't think she did. I think what we've got here is a kind of genuine case of jealousy. Like Naomi's blaming Jade for this situation, but she just got pushed aside because the other two are probably bigger stars in that situation. And yeah, I'm sure Bianca's had it before, people being jealous of you rising to the top. Jade's had it. I've had it. I understand what it's like as well. It's something that we just have to deal with when we're the best. But where do we go from here? I think that Bianca leaves this kind of feud for now. I think that she heads into whatever's going on in Mania. We get a really, really good feud between Naomi and Jade, which I think will benefit them both really, really well. I hope they get a match on Mania. I hope it's not like on the go home SmackDown before. I really hope it does make it to the Mania card because I think they could both benefit from it. I think Naomi's going to have an incredible heel run, but I just don't think, breaking kayfabe down for a second, I'll take the glasses off. I don't think that they'll turn John Cena and Bianca within the same calendar month. I don't think they can do that. Like I said in the chat, somebody think of the children in this situation. You can't do them both. Like, come on.
It's possible. I hear where you're coming from.
It is possible. Anything's
I hear
possible
where you're
now.
coming from. You did really. Speaking of breaking kayfabe, I mean, you lifted the Hollywood veil there with the not slick glasses removal.
Yeah, I know. They nearly broke.
Excuse me.
No,
How is John not a bad guy?
Oh, we'll discuss that.
Oh,
later.
we'll
This is
get to
about
that next.
This is about Naomi and Bianca.
Hang on. Speaking of, by the way, I have a comment that I really do want to read here from Shoddy, which he said, "Did you really just spell out IMO instead of saying it, in my opinion, LMAO?" And Shad, first off, if you know me, it's like Ron Burgundy, I read the teleprompter. And second, new rule, if you type an acronym, that's what I'm going to read. If you want me to read it, the full sentence, type the full sentence. Just take the extra time. Give us the extra letters. That's all I'm saying. Much love, Shot. I'm kidding. We got a bunch of other great comments here too. We've got Bobby Batito with "Hey Shad. What's good, Bobby? What did you have for lunch today, my dude? Okay, wait a minute. We're anxiously awaiting. What did he have? And then he's got John is a horrible person in general. Oof, we're gonna get to that.
Absolutely
This is
terrible
tough.
person.
Logan and Drew were right about Cena. That's tough. Maria Sias with "This is one of the best women's segments WWE has ever done." Yeah, I thought it was awesome.
It was the way and dragged isn't the right word. They built suspense because like I was like sat there screaming at my TV, like answer the question, Naomi. But it didn't feel like it was dragged out in a way where I was like, oh, just I know where we're going, just get to it. It was like she was answering it, she wasn't answering it, she was skirting around it really well until like they had that moment. And like I said, she called a Trinity, whether that was accidental, whether it was on purpose. It worked beautifully because it broke that moment where it wasn't. It was like, look, I'm not joking anymore. I'm not playing anymore. I'm calling you by your actual name in the middle of the ring on SmackDown. Tell me the damn truth. I just thought it was brilliant the way they did it.
It's true because at one moment, I don't know how you fellas feel, but at one moment when Naomi took that deep breath before she said, "I did it," I could have sworn she was going to say, "You did it, B."
It could have been.
Yes. We have Jacqueline Robinson here, by the way, with the three women killed it. Naomi's acting is great. I agree. But Megan, that is the point. I thought she was any second going to say, "What do you mean? You know I did it, but you know why I did it." Even, right? She could have phrased it so many different ways and just, ooh, I thought at any second that's coming up.
Yeah, just
But-
like when are you going to stop lying to these people? Something
But
like
I
that. You know what I
totally
mean?
get in hindsight. So in the moment, I really wanted that to be the case, right? That's the way I would say it. But in hindsight, I get why you would sort of delay that reveal because you can sort of tell a few more things in between, reveal a few more things in between here
Yeah.
within the storyline and keep them out of like other storylines, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, because the way I can see it playing out is, of course, Naomi was going to like throw Bianca under the bus because it's fresh. The information is just coming out. Now there might be a sense of, I don't know if delusion is the right term, but there might be a sense of a delusion where Naomi will still hold on to that secret, hoping that Bianca will forgive her. And Bianca, like she said, look, what we need to be focusing on is you going to WrestleMania, getting the title, us getting our tag team titles back. Like, this is what we need to be focusing on. So she still, in some sense, still wants that relationship with Bianca. So there might be a chance where that will eventually come out when she realizes that Bianca is not going to come and help her. She's not going to come and save her. She's not going to do for her what Naomi did for her, and maybe that is when the actual truth will come out, and then Bianca be like, yeah, I did it.
Leave our truth out of this. This has got nothing to do with our truth.
Dang it, Jordy. Jordy's just picked the lowest hanging fruit possible, but I respect it. That was well played. Okay, you know what? We'll let that one slide on today's show.
Yes.
That was a Dutch moment for sure.
It would have killed if we were in person. The delay really affected the delivery of that.
Let's get to the second segment of the afternoon. Oh man. Jordy, I sorry. When it comes to Cody Rhodes here, I'm actually just gonna go off on this one. So I'll take you guys off screen so you don't have to be a part of this. This is just about me, but I understand he got just absolutely whipped like a government mule, in the words of our friend Jim Ross over there on Saturday. And boy, did I love that. Getting slapped in the face by Travis Scott, the whole nine. John Cena kicked him right in the balls. It was perfect. Then Cody shows up today. Why? Bruising. He didn't get burned. It wasn't like a rug burn. It wasn't like a scrape or a raspberry. Why does he have red bruising around his eye still after 7 days? That sounds like that could be a real medical issue. I would get that checked out. It would have changed colors by now. That's makeup. This guy's milking this. This guy's been a heel his entire career. Cody Rhodes is the biggest phony in the business. John Cena exposed it on Saturday. There's no doubt about it in my mind. John Cena exposed Cody Rhodes for the phony he is. I mean, he said the F word. Think about the kids. We've already said that on this episode. Think about the kids. This guy's just flippantly saying the F word. Cody Rhodes is a heel. That's my thoughts on this. Megan, I apologize that you actually have to follow this. But what were your thoughts on Cody Rhodes' promo for real?
Okay, first, it broke my heart seeing Cody with that black guy. It really did. It broke my heart even more to know who did it. As I said on Twitter, I'm saying it on here. Travis needs to get into the field. I need Travis scrawny ass to get in that ring. Okay, I need him to face up with Cody. That's what I need. But the promo wasn't great. Maybe it's because I was still riding on the whole Bianca and Naomi thing. I think it was kind of unfair to put Cody after that. Like it just wasn't going to it just didn't match up. But I still love Cody. And down with John Cena. He's an evil man. He's a bad man.
He's a bad man. I actually hope that
Bad-
that's the song he comes out to. That I'm a bad man. The
Yeah,
one
that-
that's like it's like the
bad
third song on
guy.
the album.
Look,
They just
Please.
go to that.
bold
Please.
men are bad people.
Oh.
They're bad. And
My
we've
bad.
seen it in history. We've seen it with Thanos. Okay. We've seen it with Walter White.
Stone
Walter
Cold.
White,
You're just mentioning people that are in my
Freeze.
background at this point.
Me.
you know.
The Rock, John Cena, Thanos. Anyone else? I've not got Walter White.
Mike
but-
Tyson went bald at one stage.
Yeah, it's very,
Bad
very true.
guys, you know?
Jason Statham. I'm trying to
Darth
think of
Vader.
great balds. Vader was bald. Yes. Oh yeah, it all
True.
burnt off.
Yeah. It's true.
Lu-
Vader
in that
was
oh,
final
very
Lex
battle.
Luthor.
Voldemort.
Lex Luthor.
Lex
Yes,
Luthor
you
also
know,
bald.
see? Bad guys.
Shotty's beefing with you though now, by the way. Speaking of
Oh,
bald people, God bless you, Shotty.
Oh no.
Sorry, Shotty.
Oh no.
It wasn't personal. Okay, look, not everybody's bad. I guess when I say that, I think of that thumb on AEW. I think of Don Callis. Oh, that man. He makes my blood boil. That guy. But I still love you, Shotty. You're an exception.
Shotty
Gandhi was
Gandhi-
bald.
You're an
Gandhi was
exception.
bald. Shotty hit us with Gandhi.
Yeah. How do we recover from that? How do we even recover from that?
And it's just, I mean,
So honestly, at this point, John just has to. He just has to
Right.
to
No,
go clean.
Megan, it's very rarely that I disagree with you, but this is not the case. Well, we're looking at what's
Yes.
best for business. John winning 17 is best for business. It's unfortunate for Cody. He's in the way. He needs to. I agree with Clark.
Yes.
I think we've got a pink eye issue here. That looked like an infection. That didn't look like a bruise. And I think we're blaming Travis Scott for something that isn't really Travis Scott's fault. And he's actually maybe got pink eye. But in all seriousness, I love Cody and have done in the past. But what did he even say? Like, what did he even say? That like I was hyped for the segment, and then he said, "I'm still here holding this above my head," and he wasn't holding it above his head. He was holding it slightly lower than his head. I think he's maybe taken too many bumps on the head, but John needs to come back for this storyline to really, because we need to know why, apart from what it being best
He
for business.
stole John's catchphrase. He said,
tried.
"If you want
He
some, come
tried.
get some," and then he botched it.
He said, "Come and get some." So what? No, that's not right.
I mean,
That's not right.
it's
Come on,
right
you're
in.
gonna do
It's
it.
right at either Georgia Tech or Georgia, whichever school he decides to claim in the future.
Yeah.
Mr. Everyman.
It's true. You know, you had Randy that came out, and Randy gave a great promo. You had the Bianca and Naomi, and they gave a great segment. And
Also,
it's like
Punk.
Cody kind of fell flat.
Also,
Yesterday.
Punk on Monday.
Yeah.
Punk on Monday's
Oh,
promo
yeah, that
about The
was-
Rock and
That was top
John
tier.
was
that was-
much better. It was on and it shouldn't be. Really,
That's true.
it shouldn't be. I should care
Absolutely.
more about what Cody's saying because I think Punk's
Yeah.
going to end up with Seth in Mania. So
We've got this comment from Fernando Zayas. He said Cody spoke like a fart. I mean, he spoke from the heart. But yeah. So
ha 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 ha, loser roads. That's what this stands for.
sorry, Fernando. Fernando's a great friend of the show. He's the man. Okay. I do really quickly have to talk about some of our friends really quickly. Let's talk about first and foremost the Etsy app. Go ahead and download the Etsy app on the App Store or the Google Play Store and head to the upcoming stream section tomorrow. We're going to be back. It's going to be great. Join us. You've got the app, you got your phone, you got a camera, you got a mic. You can talk some trash about Cody or Cena or whatever, any of the things that I've ever said that you don't like. You are more than welcome to mess with us tomorrow, but also, speaking of tomorrow, once you're done watching that, then the daily broadcast, then all we have to offer here at WR on Sundays, Sunday Night Spotlight. Drizzy's show's going to be on as well. Grappling for Position, all kinds of good stuff tomorrow. You do want to check this one out too. It's a showdown. Kobe versus Soul AEW quiz. Who in the world booked that? I don't know. It was Ben Allison. I blame him. But let's keep it rolling on today's show. It's segment 3. It's Alba Fire. It's Chelsea Green. Alba Fire joins Chelsea Green. Jordy, as our resident Chelsea Green diehard, I'm going to go to you first on this one. I do think I actually flipped the segments, but I'm going to let you go first on this one. What are your thoughts, Jordy?
Honestly, dude, I don't have a great deal to say on this. Chelsea won, as she should, as I thought she would. More people are joining Chelsea's Secret Hervis, I believe it's called. So there's now Piper and Alba. I'm surprised that they don't have an army of 25 queuing up, waiting at the door, sending in applications with a waiting list for people to join that faction. So the fact they've only got 2, I think it's interesting that they're both Scottish. We've got a show in Scotland coming up. I don't know if that'll play a part at any point, but I'm excited to see that it's more of a faction now. To see that they might actually try and dominate the division a bit. Like, what if Alba and Piper pick up the tag titles? You know what I mean? And they have this kind of nation of domination, if you will. So I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Pledge allegiance, long reign, the best, longest reigning, and greatest United States Women's Champion of all time, Chelsea Green. Thank you.
Absolutely, I love it. And talk about a great Canadian American when you're talking about Chelsea Green to represent the United States.
As a British American,
yes,
I fully
honorary.
support it.
100%. Megan, though, your thoughts on it? Obviously, it isn't such a big secret anymore that Chelsea Green is starting to stack some talent here. Do you see this as a potential for like maybe Piper Niven to go out on her own, sort of a replacement scenario, or are they building like a larger faction? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I definitely think that Alba is going to eventually replace Piper. You could kind of see it yesterday. You could probably even see it on NXT. It seemed like Chelsea is kind of, Piper ain't doing her due deals as her Secret Service person, Hervis person. She's not doing what she's supposed to be doing. You're supposed to protect the president. You're supposed to put your life on the line. But the best thing about it is Chelsea did retain, unfortunately, for Michin. But I do feel like Michin will ultimately get the title off of Chelsea. I like the idea of Alba being involved. It's unfortunate her tag team partner was let go, so you have to find something for her to do. And I think the perfect place for her right now would be to team up with Chelsea and Piper until they kind of shift Piper out of the way. There was something else I was going to say. It completely slipped my mind. I'm blaming Jordy for it.
Potentially, if she's going to tag with Piper for the tag belts, that's a fun thing too. Under Chelsea's sort of tutelage, with like Chelsea can be the Bobby Heenan. That was an idea I had. I'm not sure that's what you were going to say.
Oh no, I was going to say I love the nod to Mick Foley.
Yes, that deserves a
there
shout.
we go, right there. I make beats in the clutch.
That's
too.
why she's
Shout
the first lady of WR. Because I would have forgot about that.
Absolutely.
I was listening to Jordy and I had it in my mind, and I said I was going to start off with it, but then Clark asked a question, and I had to answer the question. And while answering the question,
she called it was either Chelsea Jack or Chick Foley. And I think they're both brilliant.
Oh, that's
both fantastic. 10 out of 10, 5 stars from me.
Chelsea Green.
It was a great match.
It really was. It really was. It really was. And it's funny to me, Chelsea Green, has been around a long, long time.
Yeah.
And has put in a lot of work. I mean, she was on Tough Enough. Remember that? Like back in the day?
Yes.
Like she was on Tough Enough. Chelsea Green has turned into, and it's funny because we really, really talk about like Toni Storm and the way she's evolved as far as character work is concerned. And she's done it on a different level. And I think this is, and I'm not trying to compare the two, but there's parallels in my eyes, right? Toni Storm went to AEW, had an opportunity to do it at the top of the card, completely change her character, completely change her persona. Chelsea Green's like a chameleon, because she can do it in a spot where she's putting someone else over all the time, right? Like she can look silly and then turn around and still be taken seriously. And there's something to that. There's a skill in what Chelsea is able to do from a
The
character work
Miz-esque,
standpoint.
isn't it? It's like the Miz
Yeah.
kind of vibe. It's
A little
like
bit, yes.
cut and stick. You can just put her in any position and she will be able to deliver. It might not be a 10 out of 10. You're not getting a Roman Reigns or Bianca Belair,
Right.
but you're getting a 7, 8 out of 10 every time, no matter which hole you fit her into.
And the versatility. She can do both.
Yeah.
She can look unbeatable to somebody else because she's willing to go, cheat or do whatever. She's got Piper at times. Maybe she doesn't at times. We've seen her in deathmatch scenarios and other promotions and do all kinds of crazy stuff, right? Like the hot mess. We've seen her as a joke. We've seen her making the jokes. We've seen her pretty much cover the entire crayon box, for lack of a better way to put it, right? If she got the 64 Crayolas with the sharpener, the one all the other kids are jealous of. Like she's got all of it.
Shaddy's right in the comments there. Mia Yim doesn't miss in hardcore matches, so like
I
give it a credit for that. But she also doesn't win, so there you go. The game.
That is my bad, Shaddy. I did mean to mention Mia Yim looked great, absolutely. Now I said crayon. What do you guys say? Crayons?
Oh, here we go. Right, that's
don't
take that off the air. You have to take that off the air.
What do you mean? I say crayons. I'm from the West Coast. Sorry, that's what we say.
Yeah, isn't that what everybody said?
I thought. See, even in New York, you say crayons, right?
Yeah,
it's not crayons. That's the. What do you say, Jordy? What are those? The wax things.
I'm from a different country. I'm from a different country. How I say it is different. You say aluminum, but we say crayons. Could you imagine? Could you imagine the way you guys say it in an English accent? It doesn't work in an English accent. We kind of have it because otherwise I sound American by saying crayons.
Try it our way.
Crayons.
You nailed it. That's the one. Crayons.
Yeah. Oh, wait, okay. Now that jogs the question: is it soda or pop out there?
Pop in the Midwest. On the West Coast, it's soda.
Pop over here as well. Definitely in the north of England.
Pop in the Midwest. Like when I was in Chicago, it's always pop, and like Kansas City, it's pop. But here it's soda. Like in California, it's soda.
Yeah.
It's always soda. Oh my God, I make beats with crayons is wild. Pop. MTV's got pop. Crayons is wild. I love this. Yeah, we might have. Whoa, crayons.
Yeah, crayons.
Maria. All the British people are saying crayons.
I was born and raised in Chicago, MTV. Remember, I just haven't lived there for a long time. But then,
shout go Birds.
The fact she had a Brandon Graham jersey, typical Chief fan. Shawty, you gonna stand on that forever? I didn't say a word about the first time we beat you. It's 1-1. Y'all got to win the rubber match before you guys start tearing down, light poles and stealing horses. Oh, no, wait, you already did that. Sorry.
Yeah, be wilding out there.
Soda, Fernando Zayas. Okay, let's get on to the main event, though, guys. As much fun as we had with pronunciations and making fun of regional places, let's talk about LA Knight winning back the United States Championship from Shinsuke Nakamura. This one was a little bit funky to me. Interesting. And here's why. Okay. I think LA Knight is electric as far as charisma, as far as delivery on the microphone, building storylines, all of those type of things. I actually think his moveset, dang it, sorry, CM Punk. I think his moveset's underrated. And I don't think winning the US title the second time to pad stats makes any sense because a lot of my friends did this. Well, this new Shinsuke run has been good. And they changed Shinsuke and this is good. Well, if it was good, then why'd we do this? Why did we end up here with all of this? Like, how did this happen? Explain that to me. If it was so good that we just put it back on LA Knight, who's established. Megan, I'm going to go to you out of the gates on this one. Can you just provide some levity here for me? Why did we do this? And what does it even mean for Shinsuke Nakamura?
I Have no idea. I have to agree with Shad. This run was bad for Shinsuke. I don't know if this is, Paul's way and kind of enticing a new type of fan base, by giving Shinsuke a title. It just didn't do nothing. It just the belt feels right back on LA's shoulder, honestly. Outside of that, I really don't know. I don't feel like the title should have been taken off of him in the first place. To be honest, I think
Yeah.
the character change is good. I don't think he needed a title to carry that new change. I think he could have done just fine without the title. So, um, yeah, it was a lot of confusion because you had Carmelo Hayes in the mix of it, you had Andrade in the mix of it, you had Santos in the mix of it along with LA. So it's kind of like you had all these people who had a potential of getting the title, but then you ultimately give the title back to the person
Right.
that he took it from. So it seemed to me, it feels like they had an idea. The idea didn't go well with the fans. They didn't care. And so they just said, hey, let's just give it back, clean the drawing board and just start
Call it
over.
just a full reset, right? Yeah,
That's what it feels like.
I'm in total agreement. And what kind of sucks about it is obviously Shinsuke Nakamura lost a family member recently, and that was horrible, right? And threw a rut in things. But I don't think that had to do with how the run was going. And I don't necessarily think, other than the setback of that particular SmackDown, where they had the new tournament to redeclare LA Knight number one contender after he had
Yeah.
already been declared number one contender. I don't think it actually changed the plans. And so I don't want anyone to think that we're out here saying like, oh, Shinsuke was, I think this was the initial plan anyway. And of course we wish the best for him and his family and everything. Like, that's horrible. But at the same time, I think this was supposed to be the plan a week ago, which is kind of shocking to me. I don't know, Jordy, what are your thoughts on it? Do you see any sort of future when it comes to Shinsuke challenge reach? I mean, we don't need to see like a rubber match here at all, right? Things have to change. Challengers in the United States title division men's wise seem a bit slim right now. Yes, I mean, we've got our very own MDB here with Andrade. That cracked me up. I wouldn't go that far, but it's clever. It's definitely clever, but like I mean, yeah, do you have some names that potential challengers for LA Knight, and can you make some sense of the situation for us too?
To be honest, I've kind of knocked myself a bit sick because Shad said two things in the comments, and I actually agree with both of them. And
Which ones?
it doesn't
quick
sit. It doesn't sit right with me. So Fatu actually winning it off LA Knight, I agree. I think that could be a
Yeah.
Mania match. I think, again, talking about a program that could benefit two people greatly, I think that will, regardless of who would win a Mania match out of them two, I think they'll both put on a great display on the build up and on the night. And yeah, then that exactly as well. That sums it up. I think he is an absolute legend. I think he's an incredible talent, but they just can't quite figure it out. And I don't know why that is. It's a shame. Obviously, I don't know the answer. Like, despite, aside from aesthetic, and a bit of a change of theme song, the essence of this version of Shin is not too different to the one that we saw in a feud with Seth. But the matches with LA Knight haven't been to the standard the matches with Seth have, because probably it's Seth. He can put on a great match with anyone, but it just makes me worry, how many times can we do this? Where do we go from here, or is it a situation where it's like this is a better situation where they just part ways and Shin finds someone that can book him in the right way, because obviously he's not getting on, but like that clock will start ticking in his mind soon to think, how many years do I have left to do this? I just don't know if WWE are ever gonna find that right formula to create something, because I really did think they were onto something with the version that we saw against Seth. He intrigued me, but it just feels like they never gave me enough to leave me satisfied. It was like they always kind of, it's like they just always dropped off a slice of a really nice pizza, but then didn't give me anything else for another 2 weeks, and they just came and dropped me another slice. And eventually I'm going to stop caring about that pizza because I never got enough of it to really, really enjoy it. And I think that's how I feel a bit about Shin.
I think you quantified that brilliantly, Jordy. And I'm going to even double down on that because this is what's never made sense to me about the Shinsuke Nakamura and LA Knight rivalry is if you're booking towards their strengths, Shinsuke's strengths are in ring, bell to bell, slugfest, strong style, knockdown, drag out matches, right? That create emotion that way. LA Knight does it on the microphone. For somebody that isn't in a position to directly respond on the microphone, for this rivalry to have lasted this long does not make sense to me. I don't know whose idea it was, but you're playing away from your best player's strengths. Two really great players are good at two different things, but you're mixing oil and water here. Unless they're the two most popular guys in the entire division, which there's an argument to be made that's possible in the men's division over on the SmackDown side, mid-card wise. Okay, you could make that argument if you're like really going to categorize things. But in this instance, it's gone on too long. And I'm happy for LA Knight, but you know what it feels like is stat padding. Like
Megan was right.
Commentary can say two-time United States champion. He's a two-time, right? Like that's what it feels like. And like, okay, that's really great. But it's not enough to justify.
One thing I will say though, in terms of how WWE is being booked, and I'll give them the flowers on, is if you'd have told me last year that on the road to WrestleMania we'd have seen titles change so many times, I would have said no chance. Like the broadcasting what these matches are going to be 6 months out.
Well,
and now we've seen the women's change on Monday, we've seen the US change. It's like, well, okay, I don't know who's going to be fighting who at Mania. And we're like 6 weeks out.
Think about that. We spent this much time on this topic, Jordy, too, to your point. It's far and away the second most shocking title change. Like, not close.
Yeah.
Like, the most shocking title changes happened on Monday. We all saw it. Ripley, Io, everything that involved that in that match. Like, yeah. And this is distant second. But it is cool to see, and the unpredictability is off the charts. But with that, that's going to bring us to the end of today's show, my friends. Happy Saturday, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do. It means the world to us. Go check out that debate between Kobe and Soul. Check out Grappling for Position. Check out Sunday Night Spotlight. Check out The Daily tomorrow. We've got all kinds of stuff. I'm going to be at Revolution myself in Crypto Arena, posting stories, doing all kinds of good stuff, having a good time. Check that out as well. On behalf of me, Clark, Megan, Jordy, and everybody at WR, thank you so much. Tomorrow daily, same time, same place. That's noon Pacific, 3 in the East, 8 o'clock over in the UK, and of course, 9 a.m. Pacific. Have a good one, and we'll talk to you soon.